Nobody's going to enjoy that.
Yeah, remember, you're taking you with you. Wherever you go, you're taking you with you into your other relationship, into your other job, into your kids' relationship, into the dynamics of you and your health and your well-being, you and your driving. You're taking you everywhere you go. So might as well stop and notice what it is that you're doing inside that's causing a reaction or that's causing this undesirable outcome. Okay. And it's up to you. It's up to you to, I think that was the hard pill for me to swallow. It's like, it's up to me. There's no one out there that's going to help me fix it, change it. There's somehow I felt like someone else has to be responsible for me, for my happiness. I don't know. I don't know who it was supposed to be. It was probably my poor husband.
Everybody
He had to be responsible for my happiness. He has his own problems. You know what I mean? How can I expect him to step up and be everything to me? It's not healthy. It's not good.
I like this question. So Lisa says, how do we change the mindset that's been ingrained since childhood? That's where the work lies. Exactly. And one of the things I want us to ask, so when Jeff says women don't want us to fix it, how do you know that? And I really want you to go inside your brain, because your brain is holding images, it's holding movies, it's holding sounds. Like if I told you to think of the song Giddy Up 409 or We Will Rock You, you have a whole band inside of your head. Who's doing that? You are. It's inside your head. The feeling that you have in your body, it's inside of you. So when you say, women don't want you to fix it, how do you know that? And I want you to tell me you have an image of mom getting mad because dad fixed something for him, or your partner getting upset because you said, oh, just go do this, and then she blew off the handle. And how do you know she blew off the handle? Because you saw her face get bright red and she was screaming at you. How do you know? How is it held inside your brain? And then you can just dissect those images. You can interrupt them, dissect the sounds, you can interrupt it. And now you're starting to make it not solid. So memories feel solid, right? Well, this happened. Okay, but if it's not happening, who's replaying it? You, in your own head. How do you know as a child that that you had anger issues, or that your parent, that anger started back in childhood, or whatever things happened in childhood that caused this reaction in you? How do you know?
Yeah.
How is it held inside your brain? Because that's the only thing that's going to give you automatic change. You can work on it, right? You can exercise it and make it strong, just like a muscle, or you can go back to that childhood, interrupt it, and make the memory not so solid in your mind, and start to make it so there's a little bit of air in there, a little bit of see-throughness, and then pretty soon you can adjust it. Your brain adjusts memories. They don't have to be, this is my story, so this is how come I'm that way. We hear it too often. Like, how come you're scared of horses? Well, I got bucked off when I was a kid. Oh, and now we all think we understand. It was a kid. It's been a long time ago. Like, we can update that memory, right? How come you beat your kids? Oh, because I was so abused and my dad left and my mom hit me every day. Oh, okay. Now we give them permission because of some story.
Right. So even though it's been ingrained in us since childhood, whatever this is, whatever it is, your upset, your sadness, your depression, your story, your belief, your values, even though we believe that it was ingrained back there, is that you can do something here today to stop that, like Tammy was saying, to rewrite it, to start flipping those memories, those sensations, those belief systems. You can start changing them now, and you do it with the stop stress technique. You do it with interrupting that sensation. You can process it. This is the old way of doing it. Like you process it, you process the anger, the blame that my mom did this, my dad said that, the disappointment in them, the disappointment in you, the fear of not being loved. Then you go into understanding. You understand that, you know, it is what it is and we let it go. And you're empathic with that little you that decided to be angry, or that your parent decided to be angry. And then you create the solution, like here today, I will be love, or I will be, you know, I'll let it go and I'll let it flow and I'll let it out and I'll, you know, still switching it becomes easier. It becomes faster and quicker, because you go through those processes quicker and faster and quicker and faster.
And is it okay for you to see the child, yourself, the child that you were, to hear all the scenarios, to feel all the beautiful sensations of being loved, that's being nourished, being benefited, being nourished, benefited, and having good things in your life? Is it okay for you to have that in your childhood?
Yeah, that's a
Because
great
a lot of us think,
place to
no,
start.
I deserved punishment. Let it go. So we tap,
Yeah.
right? No wonder why we punish other people to try to connect. No wonder why we punish other people to try to feel good about ourselves. Whatever we learned back then, we let it go. Do tapping, take that deep breath in, blow it out, peace. And as we feel peaceful and we think of the thing we love doing and we think of the thing that makes us smile and we enjoy a fresh breath of mountain air, we think about these things, then our body starts to change. And when we go back and review that memory, maybe we would allow the child in us to have a little bit more love.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be nice? We don't have to play those memories over. Our brain can interrupt it and change it.
That's a great way to start, is just go back to a memory when you were a child and everything Tammy just said. Feel the love, feel the connection, feel being heard, feel being valued. And if there's any resistance, you got to clean it up. You got to clear it out.
Yep.
Right?
I had big resistance. Do you guys want to hear my story about big resistance this past week?
What?
Okay. So I was trying to picture my mom. What was it? Oh gosh, I thought of it just a second ago. I was trying to picture my mom not being like perfectionist, I think it was, like, you know, like everything has to be so. And I was trying to picture this and I'm like, every time I hit resistance when I'm like, oh yeah, I would create a memory and think about it. And I'll be like, no, that's not who she is. But no, she'd never let that happen. That's not, you know, that's not going to happen. And so that's resistance inside my brain. When you think of your mom and you try to think of something different than who she is, like who you believe she is, she's different to other people, right? Because it's only your belief. She's different to your brother and sister, right? Because it's only your belief. So, anyways, that's resistance. And sometimes we have to do what Rita said, which is imagine that it's my mom's grandchild in my memory. And now I can see my mom differently. Or I can imagine that, that I'm the mom and it's the little me. And how would I want to be responded to? So there's lots of tons of different methods that we can do to get a different perspective. But the ultimate goal is to have every childhood memory have everyone smiling. So everyone is happy, because those people now are running your programs in your head. The abuser, the loser, the neglector, the abandoner. If they did that to you, you don't have to hold on to it. Let it go, let it go, let it go, and make it a different image, a different sound, a different feeling. Because
Very good.
who wants automatic change? Like, do we want to really work on our anger, or do we just want to be automatically not angry, automatically not offended?
Yeah. Automatically happy, automatically well resourced, automatically just understanding, automatically love, automatically like, okay, that's where they're at, done. And it doesn't have to have this whole story and this whole anything. It just,
You forgot to pay attention when he was quiet.
no, there's somebody walking through.
Oh, impossible. I'm possible. Say it that way.
Yeah, say it like that. And this is us doing the coaching right now. It's like, so what we would say is whatever the resistance is coming up, if there's a part of you that is feels and knows.
No, when I say impossible, I mean impossible that is just gonna just go away. We have to work. We have to do certain things to get to that point. So yeah. So when you're saying right now asking, I'm just saying it's just not automatically gonna go away. That's impossible. We have to do stuff. That's why we're all here. We want to find ways to, to change, to be better, to do all these things and be happy and be,
Yeah. So let me ask you a question. If in your memory, everybody was happy in your past, in your childhood, would you be different today?
Yeah.
Would it be easy to be not offended? What do you guys think?
I think that's impossible too, because that's just like not reality. Like everybody's not going to always be happy.
But
I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
That's true. Everyone's not going to be happy, but if they're all smiling and they're smiling inside your mind, do you see how much less reactive we are? So if you haven't experienced changing a memory and then having a completely different result, being like, I never act this way, I can't believe it didn't even bother me, then you don't know how effortless it feels. But these are the things that run in the back of our mind, and they cause us to react from those old resentments. So it's much more possible than all the hard work of trying to be a different person. Go back and create a different past, because I know that you think that's not reality, but I can guarantee you most of your brain activity is not reality. You're thinking that car's going to hit me. My kids aren't going to call. I'm going here today. Oh, this bad thing's going to happen. None of that's reality. We don't live in reality inside of our brain.
Good job. And I think, right now it's just the tip of the iceberg, guys. What we're talking about is just the tip of the iceberg. There's a whole other structure. We took 4 or 5 years of training, so it's not like you're going to get it today. By coming here and getting tidbits little by little is what the progress is. And it's not perfection, and you're not going to get it right. And you still have to work with you. So knowing how you do the upset, how you do the anger, that's all you need to know. It's like, okay, what do I need to do today to be whole and complete, to be in an emotional intelligence? Does that mean I need to go to sleep early? Does that mean I need to eat healthier? Does that mean I need to, be more restful? You have to know what it is, because I used to have a friend that she would say, like, she's just not resource. I'm not resource. I'm like, oh my God, get resource, woman. And it's because we're running on thin, right? Thin air. We're running on thin line. We're like, the thread is thin. It's like all this. And so we know everything that comes out of your mouth is programmed. It's impossible. It's hard work. It's this, it's all programmed. So if you can observe, notice, and experience how what you're saying is programmed, now you have choice. If there's emotion, you do the stop stress technique, right? You redirect your brain. You tell it You tell your brain, not right now, I'm doing
Mhm.
something. You're in charge. It's your brain.
Yeah. And let's look at that. It's impossible or it's hard work. How do you know? That's where the program comes from. Well, because I've been working at this for 15 years and I still can't do it. Or because, my dad was angry and our whole family's angry. So, how do you know that it's hard work? Now, I want you to get clear with what's going on in your head in the visions, in the sound, and in the feelings, because feelings are a memory. You got a lot of resources. How is it hard work to make everybody smile in your head? Is it easier work to make them frown or angry or hateful? Which one's easier? And how do you know?
You asked how it's hard work, and
Yes.
oh, I say it's hard work because I've been working on it for a long time, but I also noticed that my mindset has changed year to year. So,
Mhm.
there are times where I feel closer to meeting my goals, and then times when I have like a setback. But I'm not giving up. I know that there are people who can become secure. So, and I know that it's possible. It just takes a rewiring of the brain.
So
And a
let's
lot
look into your brain because you're telling me details, but I want to know how you know it's hard work. You see yourself struggling 10 years ago. You um, feel yourself gritting your teeth while you're doing this work. How do you know it's hard work?
because I've attempted it and I haven't had success yet.
Okay, so how do you know you attempted?
Um, because I'm aware when the situation comes up, but I've defaulted to past behaviors instead of choosing what was challenging, hard, or uncomfortable. I chose what was easy and what I was used to.
Okay, so now go back and tell me how. And just
Um,
close your eyes and really think like, what is the image inside your head or what is the sound?
how I don't really understand your question.
Okay, what is the feeling that you have when something's hard? So you said that you've tried a lot. You said
Oh,
that
you're talking about a bodily feeling?
yes, or
Yeah.
visual. Like if I said this is impossible about riding horse, I might have the visual of me like falling off 50 times. And then I'd say, oh, because I fell off 50 times. Well, how do I know? Because I see myself falling off my horse 50 times in my head. So, what I'm asking for is some more details on how your brain is wired to believe it's hard.
Hmm. Because I just keep falling off the horse. Um, yeah, because I
How-
keep like, how do I know that it's hard work?
You're yelling at someone, you're feeling the heat rise. There's a specific scenario where
Mhm.
you let it all out, everyone leaves you. How do you know?
Well, I can say that I don't think, well, actually, we're talking about dysregulation, I believe. And I haven't really seen many people in my family, my parents, for instance, I don't think they're very regulated. And so
Okay,
I
so
think it's hard work because see them achieve, I haven't seen them achieve that.
what did you see?
I saw lack of awareness was what I saw, and inconsideration of
Yep.
children and their feelings. That's what I saw.
Good job. So now you know how your brain is holding it, and now it's repeating it so that it looks like it's impossible. It's really hard because mom and dad can't even do it. And you're a little kid and you think your mom and dad are God, right? That's
Mm.
what we do when we're little kids. When you really get in touch with the little kid, you look up at your parents and you're like, oh, if they think this, then it really is the worst. Or if they're unaware, or, we probably didn't think unaware, but we thought like they're mean. or they're angry or they're yelling. So now all we know, so what we know is we have that image of our parents, not of our parents doing. The image can't be of what they're not doing, right? It has to be of what they are doing. And now we want to interrupt that image
Mm.
so that you can have automatic different results.
Mhm.
Because that image, your body thinks you're still back there. Here's the trigger. You're still back there. Here's how you react. You have fear. You had flooding of emotions. You have rage. Because there's a picture of somebody that's not smiling in your mind.
So do I create a new image? Do I fantasize an image of myself being regulated? Is that how I replace it? Because you said to interrupt that image. So then there must be a replacement image, no?
Exactly. Always make it good. Always make it so everyone is smiling. Because if I say, okay, so the way we interrupt is to tap. So we have that tapping thing that you can do. We tap our forehead and we're just going to say, well, releasing, eliminating, and letting go of all the sadness, all the fear, all the emotional trauma, all the judgment, all the abandonment, all the betrayals, all the anger, all the resentment, all the guilt, all the helplessness, the hopelessness, feelings of no control, the rejections, letting go of all the rejections and everything else. Take a deep breath in, blow it all away.
I have to admit, I'm getting a little bit emotional.
Good
I mean, it's a
job.
good thing. I'm not saying it's bad.
That's great. No, that's awesome. That's a release. It's a release.
Yes.
It's, that inconsideration, that non-regulation and the unawareness, there's definitely some releasing that needs to happen there.
Right.
Yeah. And I don't want to be that kind of parent.
Your
I don't
parents
wanna
didn't
be
want to
that-
be that kind of parent, That's when we start to realize that everyone is just like us. We're all doing something that is a cry for love.
Mhm, mhm. I do see that. Mm.
So now's the point where we go into a happy memory, because a happy memory can override a negative memory and a negative memory can override a happy memory. But since we're directing our brain, we're going to go to a happy memory. So start to just think of some place that makes you feel really good. A place in nature, a place that you enjoy the smell of it, a place that you enjoy just being, something that just lights you up.
So it doesn't have anything to do with my parents. I mean, these good memories.
Nope. Just anything that you have an instant good feeling. The picture of a puppy, the sound of laughing kids, the feeling of the wind on your face as you're hiking up a mountain.
But
Something that just makes you feel good.
does this deny those negative feelings? Don't they need to be processed as well?
This is the fast way to process them. You can go slow and sit in those feelings, but we guarantee you that when you sit in a feeling, it creates a program, and the brain
Mhm.
loves programs, and it will replay it and replay it. So if you want to be happy, you're going to have to step into that program a little bit and then grow that program.
So it's not denial though. That's what
Well,
I
you're denying that you're not, you're
Uh-huh.
in denial when you act like, you should be angry because your parents were angry.
Mhm.
So
How do you
this
keep
is,
the steps going though? How do
what
you
was that?
avoid the step back? How do you train your mind to say, hey, okay, this situation's happening. This is what I got to do.
Good. So you ask that question, how do I know? So you're going to have a feeling when the situation comes up, and it's going to be a trigger, and you're going to say, how do I know that this bothers me? How do I know I have this feeling? And there's a whole bunch of questions that we ask as coaches to find out, like, there's just a lot here in that question, but you want to find out, like, where's the first time I felt this, and interrupt that pattern way back when it first started. And it may be going on for years and years and years. So there might be a lot of resources that you have to, you get to go through and interrupt. So a
It sounds
setback is an
Not a simple
opportunity.
process is what you're taking. It sounds like it's not a simple process.
It's simple, but we find it difficult to do it on ourselves because we love our own program. Love meaning I shouldn't say the word love, that we are stuck in our own program. So that's what we want to do because it's normal for us. Our brain thinks, oh, we just do this. We just do all day long. We just do this. We just do that. We could do happy all day long, or we could do angry all day long. But the brain will get really good at just doing it for us.
It's
And
that
accept that.
theory, it's like that theory, fish in water. Like you're a fish, you don't know you're in water because you're enveloped. It's your life, right? It's like as a coach, we can see your blind spots. That's why Tammy's able to direct her because we know what's happening in the background. We know what's happening in her brain. We know how the brain works and how memory works and how beliefs work. And so there's that process that we're doing, and it's, you know, it's not a session. She's not in a session, but she's getting a little taste of how the brain works and how Lisa's doing it, how she's doing it. And now there's going to be changes, unconscious changes, because she's able to let that go because she's not 12 anymore. She's not 10 anymore, right?
It's interesting because Lisa said her parents weren't aware, and just to create some understanding of your parents, you weren't aware of it either. And I'm not aware, right? We're not aware of what we're not aware of. You weren't aware that how your brain is holding this is literally the image of your parents not being aware or the image of your parent, whatever you said. So we can't image them not being aware, but we can imagine them being harsh or hard or difficult to work with. So that then when we have an understanding that, oh, I wasn't aware of this either, it's so much easier to let it go. So let's tap again. I wasn't aware either that all these things, these images are running my anger and the sounds are running my anger. I wasn't aware of that. So I'm letting go of all those people in my life that weren't aware, right? Just let them go. They were unaware. It's innocent and it's whatever it is for them. Certainly not because they wanted to be that way. They had no other ideas, and neither did I until I did. And now that we know better, we can do better.
Maybe, just maybe, you can let it all go and you could be the best mom you can be, the most aware mom that you can be, right? Maybe, just maybe, it all works out.
I have a hard time letting go, actually. That's where I get stuck, moment by moment.
Yeah.
That's where I get stuck, like letting go. So have you any
We all
advice?
do. We
Have you
all
any
do.
advice on that? Do you tap it away?
It's the interrupting that helps let it go. It's the stepping into, what do you do after you tap? You feel peaceful. Even if you can feel peaceful for a half a second, you just felt peaceful. That's better than not feeling peaceful. And then you let it go again. Okay. And then you step into peace. Do you like it better this time? I remember being like, oh, I don't care what someone does. I'm not going to step into anything but peace. Peace is so nice. Like, why haven't I been doing this my whole life? So, but when we're used to that program, it might be half a second, just reward that part and say, oh, I just felt peaceful for half a second. Like that's amazing. And then go back and let it go. The way my parents weren't smiling, the way they were yelling, the way they were mean to me, the way I was neglected or abused, let it all go. Look up, look down, look for something blue, look for something red, look for something green. Deep breath in, blow it all away. Peace, and feel peace. How do you feel peace? What color is it? What does it sound like? What does it smell like? Get to know what provides peace for you so you don't have to work at it. Peace isn't work. Peace isn't hard. Peace isn't impossible. Just got to know what it works for you. Brian, what builds up your peace?
A motorcycle.
When he thinks of a motorcycle, do you think he's mad? He's peaceful.
No.
Steve, what builds up peace for you?
Fishing,
Yes.
outdoors, anything outdoors, to be honest. You know?
Amen, brother. Right. So if he thinks of fishing, what does his body do for him? He doesn't have to work at it. He's there. So we use our brain to develop the feeling. Then we go back and notice, our mom and dad smiling? Is it okay for little Lisa to just have happy parents? Is it okay for your niece or nephew, for your child, for your grandchild, for somebody else that's a child, to step in and have your parents be nice to them? Be happy, be smiling. If there's resistance, you say, oh, let it go. I'm still resisting. I don't want my parents to be smiling at me. That means a whole different life. I might be faking it. I might be making this up. Like, it's okay to forget all the times they were smiling and nice, because that one time they were mean and I'm never going to let it go. Right? Let it go. Let it go. I know how your brain works. So I'm talking to your brain. Deep breath in. Peace. There's a whole bunch of memories that you forgot because of a few bad things that have happened. And feel peaceful. What's the most peaceful sound that you love? Frogs at night, crickets, loon. Do you guys have loons? We have loons up here. Feel peaceful longer this time. Don't work at it. Peace isn't work. As soon as you know, I still don't want to let my parents be happy. They don't deserve happiness. And notice how you're really taking your own happiness away. And admit it. I don't want to be happy. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. If everyone's smiling, then I'm fake.
Disgusting.
No, I don't
Let
want
it go. What was that, Lisa?
Oh, no, sorry. Talking to someone else.
Oh, okay. Deep breath in. Blow it all away. Peace. And we just do that process until you can look back there and see, oh, that's interesting. Mom's wearing a dress and dancing with dad, or, oh, how nice. Mom's offering to give me a hug instead of hit me, or like, your brain will update it. We don't have to do it for you. You don't have to do it for yourself. Just allow the feeling of peace to update, but you've got to feel good. You get to feel good. It's wonderful to feel good. Tap and feel good. Feel good, feel good, and you'll build that. Good. Any questions?
Very good. Very good. Good job, Lisa, Dee Dee, Jeff, Ryan, Steve.
I think I mentioned this last week, but I know we always talk about updating past memories. I update all my current memories to make all these experiences that I'm having with the kids and stuff all positive. And I think that's been huge for me going forward.
That's awesome. Your brain has new resources. Your brain
Yeah,
has
I just
updated.
keep changing the story and over 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 until the bad shit is gone.
Awesome.
And then does that help you react differently? Is it impossible? Is it hard?
No, it's easier, right? I'm not as frustrated with the kids. More patient with them.
You find your reactions are different?
Yeah, because my fuse is a mile long now, so I don't explode on them. And between interactions, if I keep updating these current memories and getting rid of the things that happened yesterday or last week and look back at it as all positive, it helps me.
It sure does, because what's in the brain, what's in the back of the brain will be reused on you. You won't know it, but you're going to wonder, why did I do that? And there's a logical reason why you did it. It's not out of the blue, and it's not from outer space, and it's not from God, and it's not from Satan. It's from your past experiences being held in your brain, just coming back up. And you're all good guys and good girls. You're all good, right? When we act a certain way, we start putting ourselves down and feeling bad, and then we continue that cycle. So you're good. You're just living a program until you know better. Rewrite it, go back and set yourself up to have better interactions, better reactions.
Very good, guys. Ask yourselves quality questions, you know, and know what you want. I know we're so used to not what we